Hello, hello. Am I live? I am. So, welcome everyone to an unfortunate two-man race because Tortoise City couldn't show up. So we got Slayer, also known as Tony Chen, versus LionHeart. I was watching LionHeart do attempts yesterday. He's pretty strong for a pot 2 runner. So excited to see what happens. Tortoise City was also strong for a pot 3 runner, I thought, with like a 153 ITPB, which is pretty strong. So this would have been a very interesting 3-man race. Oh yeah, Slayer is doing the restreaming for us right now. He's still doing practice. I guess he's not doing the restreaming for us. Still need to coordinate. I wanted to flex his Route 1 minute extended, I see. Yep. Slayer did say he would see chat, so, you know. Oh yeah, so the palette for this is left plus A. I don't know LionHeart if... he probably has the stream muted, but... Maybe he forgot, although I'm pretty confident it's not pre-recorded. That's so Slayer has a 147 with instant text. I don't believe he has a no instant text PB. Yep, he doesn't. And LionHeart, he has a low 150, or maybe he only played no IT. Might have only played no IT and hasn't submitted. But I thought he posted a time on Discord. Let me go check. He did some runs with IT, but not a lot. He did 2 runs actually. Oh, and off we go. Wasn't ready for this. Cruising through the intro. I am casting off the Twitch stream because the Discord stream would crash Slayer's capture card. So I might have a bit of a delay. Right now I'm at 32, 33, 34. I don't know. Like, Slayer said it would be like 4 to 5 seconds. I know those things can be variable. Both runners taking the PC potion, barely anything. That's good. 2 seconds. Alright. But yeah, I know LionHeart had a 154, I think, when I watched him yesterday. He was doing like a race route, no IT. He was getting 154, thereabout. So that's those are pretty strong times. You can get, like, even with really good execution, if you get bad luck, you can get a worse run than that, though. Oh, is that the OBS thing? I know it's not the same OBS that I'm using. But that I'm using usually, but didn't really have issues with it yet. So very similar intro times. Uh-oh. A little bit of a freeze. Both runners get the hit with no growls. Or did Slayer get a growl? I think he might have. LionHeart, really fast rival. Ooh, 10-11, you hate to see that, huh? Maybe I missaw though. Last time I tried to check stats for a runner, I saw 10, but it was in fact 12. Did I see 10-11 again? Maybe I'm tripping. Do they both have 10-11? I feel like they might, huh? So 10 attack for a Squirtle. You lose a turn on Weedle Guy to 11 or 12 attack. And 11 special, you lose a bunch of turns on Brock. But you also need to potion more, which loses more time, and sometimes when the Onyx uses Bide, you have to swap or pray that you don't die if you don't have a bird to sacrifice. Which means that you need to save before Brock if you still have bad special. They could get good special off the Weedle Guy level up, which levels you from 6 to 8. But that's a 1 in 4 chance to happen. Slayer seems to be dropping Route 1 minute. It's or maybe I just don't know the paths. Did he YOLO grass? Just raw? Maybe he just YOLO the grass with impunity. Did LionHeart get XP? I didn't see. But very similar times into the second mark, very fast times for both. I think it couldn't have been more than one encounter for LionHeart because Slayer got none and they're neck and neck. I know LionHeart got a faster rival 1, but couldn't have been like more than one encounter faster. Yeah, unfortunately Tortoise City couldn't join us. We didn't have news from him, and the race was scheduled for 6 AM his time, which is tough. This race was between West Coast, UK, and New Zealand, so very hard to schedule. LionHeart gets absolutely no encounters. I think that was 0. And Slayer gets a bad level 3 Pidgey. He tackles it with 10 attack. Using Tail Whip on level 3 bird when you have 10 or 11 attack is slightly better chance to 3-shot. As in like 0.5% better. So when you get no XP and you get extend, you can try to force a Caterpie encounter to kill it. I'd be surprised if LionHeart goes for that. That's a pretty hard trick to pull off. But you can still just walk in the grass on Route 2 after the forest to get an encounter and get XP that way. You need that XP to get level 8 before Brock, or else you won't have Bubble. And if you only have Tail Whip and Tackle when trying to fight Brock, you will die or lose a lot of time. You think he might get the Caterpie? That looks like a good extend. He might be extending. Ooh, that's not a path. That's not a path I know. That might be path 11, path 12, or path -1. Nope. No path. So no Pidgey. There has been discussion about whether you want to reset and catch a Pidgey on Route 2 with a Manip after Weedle Guy for Brock when you have bad special. Because if you don't catch the Pidgey, you have to save for Brock, because you have a chance to always die. You always have a chance to die, rather. Oh, and Slayer gets path 3. It's a bird. That's good. He won't have to make that decision that LionHeart's gonna have to make. Does he get the Forest Extend? He's going for it, I think. No, that's not. Guess he wasn't going for it. I think did he do the A-press? Was mashing at the end? Oh, I didn't pay attention. It's cool that we have his input display, since it's in his console feed. Yeah, he didn't want to go for it. Did LionHeart Tail Whip 3 times? On 10 attack, you want to Tail Whip 3 times, but that looks like a good roll. He might have Tail Whip 3 times. Yeah, that looks like 3 Tail Whips. So very heads up play. Some high level runners didn't know that you needed to Tail Whip 3 times on 10 attack, so good for him. Does Slayer know? 'Cause I think I saw 10 attack, but like I can't be too confident because last time I was wrong. Oh, that looked like a Tail Whip. Yes. So I'm gonna assume I saw correctly, and they both have and he's doing the Pidgey Manip, which I would agree with. Saving for Brock feels really bad, and you have a pretty, it's a 1 in 3 chance that when you switch training on Onyx, it uses Bide, or it's not exactly a 1 in 3 chance, but on the second turn where you use Bubble, if it bides, you pretty much have to YOLO a 50-50. Or switch to a bird, which is why LionHeart is catching a bird right now. Oh, that's not ideal. And Nido takes damage. You don't want to see that. You probably want to toss a ball and reset at this point. He's gonna potion it. He's gonna all in on this ball and reset. Oh, he's not gonna all in on this ball. It's just Squirtle and Bubble. Ooh. Now you can throw your last ball and buy an extra one for Paras. Yeah, it gets in. You will have to adjust your shopping for later because you've spent an extra $200 more than usual, but he's gonna have to do that. Probably gonna have to potion Nidoran well, he doesn't have to do it before the fight, but he's gonna have to do it eventually anyway. So, where will it lose the least time? He buys 2 balls. Be extra safe in case Paras doesn't go as planned. And Slayer, oh, he took 8. That means he has bad defense, bottom 3 DVs. He took 8 again, so it wasn't a max roll, it was in fact bad defense. very rough. So you saw he healed at 12 HP because you died to a crit. Geodude has a bit under 4% crit chance and is 1 in 2 to use tackle. It's like a 2% chance to die every turn, but don't need to risk those, so healing is good. If you know your defense, sometimes you can avoid healing at some of those HPs, like 12, 13. But if you don't know your defense, the lowest defense, the crit does, I think 11 to 14. So 14 being the max roll, you wouldn't heal for that usually. But you would heal for... Oh, and he gets the bite, so now since he has a Pidgey, he doesn't have to YOLO a 3-turn bite, because bite can take 2 or 3 turns. Now he switches to the bird dies, and comes back in with Squirtle, still splitting the XP between Squirtle and Nido. That Nido reaches level 8 and learns Horn Attack, which is 65 base power. Very strong move, allows you to get through Route 3 very quickly. And LionHeart also has to sacrifice the Pidgey. But all things considered, I think he had to heal less than Slayer had to. So they get out at similar times. Low 13 Brock. It's not the best. I think Slayer lost a bunch of time to healing on Brock. His first exit didn't seem that late. How much special DV do you need to have the 2-shot? So on level 6, when you check for rival, it's half and half. And then on Geodude, 2 of the 8 that had bad special level out. So it's 6 out of 16. And then you have 1 more that levels out between Geodude and Onix. So that's 5 out of 16 on Onix. So you can check stats in between Geodude and Onix if you still had bad special to know if you need to swap or not. But you would get that info anyway. Once you like bubbled and it bites, you can see your damage. And also if you crit with that special, you still 2-shot. I thought Slayer was the pot 3. He's in fact pot 1. Has every pot 1 runner won their race? I thought that wouldn't be the case with Crafted's race, but it turned out he actually won. So LionHeart misses the range. Did he pot his Nido? I assume he did, because he would be way lower than this if he didn't. This seems like a pretty standard amount of damage from the first Caterpie, so I think he potted to full at some point and I missed it. Round 1 will be very competitive. It's gonna be good races. And Slayer is out of the first Buck Catcher, entering Shorts guy. Very scary fight. And will LionHeart have to enter? He's gonna have to enter at 28, probably. Which can be scary as well. Oh, so we got Tail Whip and Quick Attack. Will he tackle? He doesn't. I like that. Can lose a bunch of time if you tackle and miss and get hit to 3 HP, then you pot and you get hit again, you have to pot again, you get hit again, you have to pot again. But yeah, you usually want to try to tackle some things on Route 3 to save Horn Attacks, because you're very tight on them. Once you get to Moon Rocket, very hard fight, you want to have as many Horn Attacks as possible to give you a chance to get through with least amount of obstacles. Yeah, crit as well. Because once you leer and get a badge boost, so quick Brock improves your attack on all your mons by 12.5%, but if you get hit by something that modifies your stats, the game reapplies that badge boost. So string shots do that. So here, Slayer just got hit by string shots, so now his tackle does more. Which is why on the rat he could have tackled it because he received the tail whip, which improved his attack. And when you crit, the damage calculation ignores those like improvements. So crit ends up doing less because you lowered the opponent's attack and had your attack. You lowered the opponent's defense and had your attack increased. Yeah, you had a lot of situations where you tackle and don't kill the rat and end up in a very tough spot. 2 string shots for Slayer, so now he's speed tied with the Metapod. You can lose a bunch of time to that. Yes, lose the first speed tie. LionHeart only receives 1 string shot, so he's still faster than the Metapod. Ooh, bad rolls for Slayer. I think he's speed tied. Maybe he's slower. If you receive 3 string shots, you're slower, but maybe it was also just bad RNG. You lose a bunch of horn attacks. Normally you use 2 horn attacks on this Metapod, but I feel like Slayer might have had to use 4, which is really bad if you don't save. So I think he did tackle the Weedle, the first Weedle, which sometimes you can do, sometimes you can't. Yeah, I need to peek at the horn attack counts for both of them. I couldn't see LionHeart's. 6. So that's not too bad actually, because you can get through this Metapod with 3 horn attacks. The first roll looked really good. Yeah, that's a good roll. I don't think he got string shot, so those rolls were just very high. So now he can tackle and still have 3 for Moon Rocket. You always need to keep 2 horn attacks for Moon Rocket, and keeping 3 is really better than 2. So having 3 is like you're comfortable. Like you would like to have 4 or 5, but 3 is good enough. Usually, not too mad about that. I couldn't see what LionHeart has. Guess we'll get to learn on Moon Rocket then. So Route 3 Moon Manip for Slayer, saves and reset. And if you do the same movement every time, you'll get no encounters, except a Paras at the very end. Ooh, an encounter when going to save. That's not what you like to see. I think there's like a 5% chance you get an encounter when you walk through these 2 tiles. LionHeart heals for 7, so he was at 34. I like that play. Moon Rocket's very brutal. Going in at 34 is not... Sometimes you lose time to having to heal and fight, and you get hit, and you can lose even more time if the turn you give is a bad turn. Yeah, both of them doing Route 3 Moon Manip. I think Slayer might be IGT tracking, which means he wouldn't get which means he can't get like a bad frame on which he saved that would cause his manip to fail. I don't know about LionHeart, but he might. I'm gonna... Oh, I can't do this. I wanted to have some audio, because I like having audio, but I would then hear myself. That's not a good idea. The Slayer, he's gonna 1 for 6. I think he might 1 for 6 tonight if he does attempts. He did. He's really smart. He knows a lot. When I have questions, I ask Slayer. Crafted doesn't like Route 1 manip. That's a bold take. So yeah, Slayer coming towards the end of the manip. No hiccups. Hard part though, you need to hit a 4-frame window on the text box for the Paras for the YOLO ball to always work. I can't tell just from looking at it if it's good or not, but we'll see. He gets in. So it's the Paras. Now, Moon Rocket is so brutal that you need to save before it, or it's recommended to save. He loses time to BM and name his Paras easy. That's very bold. If he loses by less than 1.5 seconds, we'll know what to point to. It's not 8 frames for Paras, 8 frames is only for Nido. LionHeart saves, did not rename the Paras, so good time save there. So when you have 3 Horn attacks, you can lead Horn attack and Horn attack twice this rat for a really good chance to 2-shot. And keep a Horn attack for Zubat, which you need. If you enter with only 2 Horn attacks, you have to lead Leer on the rat, which means you always take at least 3 turns. So LionHeart also led with Horn attack, but did not get the 2-shot. It's very low HP, I think one of the hits crit. Slayer got really lucky, got a 5-turn fight with no confusion. And LionHeart is confused, has to heal on 16 HP or 13 HP. Hit self plus leech life does 16. So if you're 16 or lower, most likely you want to heal. You did save, so you could risk it, but it's like a pretty much a 75% chance to die. So 17 here, he's safe, barring a crit or a max roll. And he needs to heal again. And now Horn attack won't kill because the leech life healed the Zubat too much. So here you really don't want to see Supersonic. Leech life, he's gonna tackle. Only miss and crit would kill him. Or max roll. So he's through. Pretty rough fight, but getting through without having to reset is good. So Slayer already through Moon menu, where you rare candy your Nidoran, just like LionHeart just did, to get a Nidorino, and then with the Moonstone you picked up, you get it to Nidoking. 24 minutes into a run, sometimes earlier, depends on the pace. It crits the Grimer. This is disgusting. This guy's too lucky. If he gets this Voltorb range, which is 33%, and call the police. I'm calling the police. Getting a 9-turn Moon, and he crits the Coughing, so now he can Water Gun and not risk Mega Punch missing. That's a 9-turn Moon. That's very, very good. Usually standard is 6 turns for Moon Rocket and 6 turns for Nerd. So that's a 12 turns. We saved 3 turns on the standard Moon, and you can get way worse than that, as you saw with LionHeart, where he got confused, had to heal, can waste a bunch of time, and gets 0 encounter. That's disgusting. This might be pre-recorded. He's doing the tech stuff, right? That means he's smart. He could pull it off, I believe. I'm just kidding, by the way. Thank you, Diego. That's a 25 Moon. The early game Brock time was not that that lucky. But the Route 3, I think he didn't get Rat and didn't have to heal for Rat. He did get an unlucky second Bug Catcher. But, oh, and he wastes 4 steps walking towards the bike shop. Intentional? Slight trolling? Who can know? So you can walk to the bike shop and talk to the bike shop owner. If you close the menu with B, your text prints out instantly until you get like until your cursor shows up essentially. So it's really strong in like PB attempts for getting the best time possible, but for races kind of ruins it because you can't potion, and if someone gets lucky and doesn't have to potion, they save like minutes. So we ban it in tournaments because it makes it not fun, too much RNG. And Slayer has been doing like personal best attempts lately in which he gets IT. So that might be the reason why he walked towards the bike shop for 2 steps. Don't tell people how to do it. I mean, yeah. But you invented it, Matt. It's your fault, after all. No sand for Slayer on the Pidgeotto in this fight. Has 3 moves, one of them is sand attack, and usually you kill it in 3 turns. And if you get sanded, you pretty much have to swap. Like, not swapping loses so much time. Like, on average, you lose more than the time you waste swapping. Plus, you would get a lot of damage done to you, which means you need to pot later, which loses more time, but he does not get sanded. Gets through. Moon XP for LionHeart, so if you get an encounter, which Slayer didn't get, exiting Moon, you can kill it if it's a Paras or Geodude. Gives you extra XP, which makes you level up at different spots, but also gives you like extra EVs. Open up with Mega Punch. I don't like that. Ooh, that's 24 HP I think, so Horn Attack again was correct. You like Mega Punch turn 1? I hate it. I really dislike it. Like the only... Like you have Moon XP, so I guess like Mega Punch count doesn't really get taken into account. Because with Moon XP there's there's 2 Zubats that you can Horn Attack instead of using Mega Punch, which is really good because Mega Punch is 85% accuracy. Which sucks. And the Zubats have Supersonic, which confuses you. So you end up saving Mega Punches. Mega Punches, you have 20 of them. And you need pretty much... Like usually you need all of them. You can use 18 of them if you never miss. So you have 2 extras and there's 15% chance for every single one to miss. Now, there are some ways to play around that. Some of them are less useful than others, so you can skip them and use Horn Attack instead. But with Moon XP, I don't know the actual count, but a lot of spots you can Horn Attack instead of Mega Punching. One big aspect for races as well is once you reach Bill and go back to Cerulean before fighting Misty, you can take the center instead of using potions to heal up, because you need to heal up for Misty. Misty does really a lot of damage. But yeah, you can center, which replenishes your Mega Punch PP, and there's only like 2 spots you want to use Mega Punch after Bill, but those spots are pretty important, and it means you don't have to try to save Horn Attacks when you get to the end of Route, I don't know the number, is it Route 21? No, it's Route 24 or 25, something like that. The Bill House route. Once you get to the end, if you've missed a bunch of Mega Punches, you can Horn Attack some Oddishes, but there's 60% range, so you lose some time there. And if you're low HP, sometimes it means you need to heal. Did Slayer Gen 1 miss on this Nidoran? Usually, I'm gonna think he Gen 1 missed into Growl, or he used Mega Punch by accident. He Gen 1 missed into Growl. So, one little quirk about this game is perfect accuracy move, or in fact, 255 out of 256 chance to hit. It's pretty fun. You call it Gen 1 miss. Heals on the Mankey. I don't like that. Get hit down to low HP. I feel like he's gonna have to heal again. So you can heal out of fight instead, and that is not Poison Sting. He has to Horn Attack again. Now he's at 5 HP and he has to heal again. If he healed out of battle instead of on the Mankey, he would have not gotten Karate Chopped once. This Mankey has 3 moves. Karate Chop does the most damage, so I think he was hoping for a bit less damage than 2 Karate Chops did. This is spelling KCX2. He called it. Happy birthday, Huanli. Oh yeah. You usually have to heal before this fight. Technically you can heal on the Zubat, because this Ekans, even if you miss the Mega Punch, has a Wrap, Poison Sting, and Leer. Wrap does 2 damage, 3 damage after Leer. So you can risk missing and react. If you get Wrap, obviously you pot, but if you get through, you can pot on the Zubat. This Zubat has 3 moves instead of 2. It learned Bite, which means it's less chance to confuse you, so healing on it is not as bad as healing on other Zubats, but it's still bad. So I like healing before the fight here as well, instead of giving the Zubat an extra turn. You lose a bit of red bar. In this game, when you're in red bar, you skip a bunch of times the game would be paused to let the audio play, instead of it skips those pauses. That would be 78 with no Moon XP. Or is that with Moon XP? You're talking level 20, that's with no Moon XP. So yeah, that's 78%. That is a good range, so I like using Horn Attack if I have 7 or less punches left in attempts. In races it's different, because the whole dimension of am I going to center for Misty or not comes into play when you're trying to figure out how many punches you want to use. But for PB attempts, if I have 7 Mega Punches left, I like Horn Attacking. You keep 1 extra. It's only like 7% difference between the HA range for Zubat and Mega Punch accuracy, which is 85%. So, yeah. With 8 punches, you can punch it. Another benefit of the Horn Attacking is that it has a better 2-shot range. So if you Horn Attack, you can always Poison Sting. And it's 255 out of 256 accuracy move. But if you Mega Punch and miss, you can Mega Punch and miss again. Which is way, it's a worse. You have a more chance to miss, to not kill it in 2 turns if you open with Mega Punch. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, well, Slayer misses Mega Punch on the Machop, and now he's at 20 HP, for which you can use Horn Attack or Poison Sting to stall a turn to get Red Bar. 20 HP, I think it's a good strat in races as well. But the next fight can be scary. You use Mega Punch on the Oddishes. Mega Punch can miss. Oddishes have Absorb only, which does 3 damage. I think it's 4 with the crit maybe, might be 5. It's weird with how the rounding works with Stab plus super effective plus not very effective. Because Grass is super effective. It's not very effective against Poison, which is Nidoking's first type. It's super effective against Nidoking's second type. And it gets rounded in between all of those calculations. And also the Pidgey has Quick Attack, which is variable amount of damage, so being low can be scary. Horn Attack's the last Oddish. That spells skipping the center. I don't know what his spot count is he used 2 on Bridge. He did have a very good Moon Rocket. I think he used a couple on Brock as well, so might be low on potions if he chooses to skip center. Yeah, Lion, very solid split. 29 HP. Technically you could use only 1 potions if he gets no more damage, which he probably will since... Oh, did he not get Moon XP? Did he get a Zubat? Or a bad Geodude? Some Moon XPs make you level up before this Oddish which allows you to Horn Attack it. But LionHeart got some Moon XP that didn't make him level up before the Oddish, so he still had to punch it. Slayer only has 1 pot left. That could spell trouble. And he centers. Did he have 0 punches? That would surprise me. I thought he didn't have to use that much. Yeah, well, they're still bad Geodudes compared to good Geodudes, no? It's all relative. So level 7 or 8 Geodudes, I think, make you not level up before Oddish, but level 9 and 10 do. And it depends where you get it. Level 9 and 10 spawn in the bottom floor where the nerd is and the fossils are. And 7 and 8 only spawn in the little transition room between the 2 ladders. I think. Not 100% on that. Maybe level 8 Geodudes can also spawn in the main floor. Oh, missing the Drowsy range. That's bad, but I think he got the Machop range. He was at 75 HP. No, he centered, so he was at 75. He got K-Chop non-crit, so he gets 4-turn Thrash to kill the Drowsy. But the Drowsy is very scary in races. It's a 93% range with Thrash. The Machop before it is a 46% range. Something like that. So if you miss both, you have to hit a 4-turn Thrash. But sometimes you don't actually want the 4-turn Thrash. Because if you get confused, and the game forces you to Thrash, you can hit yourself and get Confusion again and die. Which you have like pretty much no control over. If you die here, you wipe, you go back to Cerulean Center, have to do the fight again, lose your money. So it's big adaptations that are necessary. 48 HP after the Goldeen, but he has only 1 potion. Does he use it? Oh, he has 2 potions. He doesn't use it! That's very scary. Bubble Beam. Well, first off, Starmie, the Misty's second Pokemon, has really high speed. And in this game, crit chance is determined by speed stat. So Starmie has like a 21% chance to crit every single move. Bubble Beam crit kills. All rolls kill. But Bubble Beam also has a 1 in 3 chance to make your speed fall, which makes the Starmie faster than you. So the only reason you actually fight the Dig Rocket before Misty is to get level 25, which allows you to... And he gets Water Gun. Never punished. No crit. Oh my god. Disgusting. 27 HP. Pretty comfortable. Next section has very high variance in the amount of damage he takes, so he could still have to use some potions, but... Entering at 48, you have a lot of chances to die. With Bubble Beam crit and Bubble Beam Speedfall. Misty can also use X Defend, which means that your second Thrash doesn't kill unless you crit. But yeah. LionHeart entering at 78 is safe from Bubble Beam crit, which does 72 max roll, and is safe from Bubble Beam Speedfall plus Water Gun, or Bubble Beam Speedfall plus Bubble Beam, Now he's gonna have to swap. So I got X defend, which means that the second Thrash didn't kill the Starmie. Swap to Pidgey, let it die, so you can remove the confusion. So then you can simply kill the Starmie and uses Poison Sting. Poison Sting is a shake move, which saves 1 second with usual flash moves like Tackle and Horn Attack. But also saves time when using Thrash, because Thrash is a special animation, because it puts you in the thrashing about state. It's a bit different. Yeah, it was like 2 pixels. It was a pretty safe Poison Sting if you aren't sure about when you can Poison Sting or not. It's like 5 pixels. You have a chance that Poison Sting does not kill. With 2 pixels, it's fine. So, on the fight that Slayer's on, 3 Pidgeys, all have 3 moves, one of them being Quick Attack, which is why there's a high amount of variance in the damage you can take. The first one uses Quick Attack, third one uses Quick Attack, so he took 10 damage. You have like a 30% chance to take 0, and then a bunch of different spread of damage you can take, which is kind of annoying, because usually you have instant techs when you're doing attempts for this. And LionHeart takes a full restore. Is he low on potions? I'm not familiar with the route. Maybe it's a route that always takes the full restore. So the hidden full restore there, since you are in the audio transition between the gatehouse and the underground tunnel, you can pick it up and skip the jingle if you do it fast enough. And Slayer gets a quick attack from the Eradicate as well, putting him into red bar. Which is nice when you're doing attempts. Red bar saves time, but 15 HP if Slayer gets quick attack turn 1 or gust from the Pidgeotto on Bolt Rival, he will die to a quick attack crit on the second turn, which means he would need to heal on the Pidgeotto that has Sand Attack. So red bar, a bit of a blessing and a curse in this case, because saves time but can also be really hard. So he's gonna elect a potion before the fight to avoid the situation I just described where you need to heal and risk an extra sand. And since he's going to potion, he takes the opportunity to full restores. I didn't see him pick up the full restore, but using full restore is pretty bold. That means he's completely skipping Flybar, with LionHeart not too far on his tail. Flybar, which stands for red bar during the fly split, which comes after Surge. It's pretty risky, but maybe LionHeart won't go for Flybar either. Maybe Slayer has a read on how LionHeart likes to play. Slayer said he wouldn't have the stream open, only chat, so he probably doesn't know what the HP of LionHeart is. 42 HP, which I think is what LionHeart has. Can go for Flybar, like is in range depending on what the Bolt Rival does. But yeah. Now teaching Bubble Beam before the fight has some uses, because Bubble Beam is a shake move, which is faster than Horn Attack. Horn Attack being a flash move. It's about a 1 second difference in the animation it does when it gets used. Because even when you turn off animations, there's still 2 different animations. And he crits the Ivysaur. So lucky. This Ivysaur doesn't die normally. So you teach Bubble Beam so you can Bubble Beam the Pidgeotto to save 1 second. It doesn't lose time because usually you just teach it after, but it's still the exact same time. So if you're gonna menu before Boat Rival, might as well teach Bubble Beam, is the logic. Because it has a small upside. So LionHeart gets a quick attack, crit from the Pidgeotto, puts him closer to Flybar, but could be scary. As you punch the Eradicate, Horn attacks Eradicate, which means he's like gets a Tail Whip, fail. No quick attack. So Horn attack, usually you're like Mega Punch, you can miss, which is scary on the Rat. Has Hyper Fang. Hyper Fang can crit. Eradicate has pretty high speed. And Hyper Fang crit does 18 to 22. Which is pretty, like a lot of damage. But he has 4 moves, so it's not obligated to Hyper Fang. Hyper Fang can also miss. And this rival can use potions, but that's very unlikely. Gets Vine Whip, which you didn't really want to see. 25 HP, levels up to 28, which is what he had on Ivysaur. 28, if you stall, you Bubble Beam the Voltorb on Surge. Voltorb has Sonic Boom, which always does 20 damage, puts him into very nice HP. For Fly, Red Bar, 8. But now that he got Divine Whip to 19 HP, he dies to Sonic Boom, which means he wants to thrash the Voltorb to not give it a turn, to avoid it being able to use Sonic Boom. But Thrash is a range on the Voltorb, so he still could die. And the fight usually takes 4 turns, which means that if you use Thrash and get a 3-turn Thrash, 50-50% chance of getting a 3-turn or 4-turn, and get confused, you want to swap, which loses a bunch of time. So I think I would have preferred keeping 28 HP. But yeah, well, yeah, there's also that. You don't actually need to swap all the time when you get a 3-turn Thrash, because Hit Self does 14 damage. You can get Growled, which changes the damage. You can also get Screech, which changes the damage, but usually it does 14. And since he would be at 19, like Pikachu has Quick Attack, which can change those damages, but yeah. Slayer does the 60 out of 60 cans Manip, which has very low chance to fail. Gets the Sonic Boom after using Bubble Beam on Voltorb. You use Bubble Beam twice, and then you thrash the Pikachu, so that if you don't get so that a 3-turn Thrash is enough to finish the fight. You never need to swap unless you miss. 1 in 256 chance to miss. Also gets a Quick Attack from Pikachu. Pikachu is a 3 and 8 to hit you with Quick Attack. Did he crit? I think he only crit 2nd turn. Where's Rock Tunnel? Slayer! They're gonna lose time searching for Rock Tunnel apparently. Surely someone has tried to make a Manip on the... Like, it's obvious that you can make a Manip. Wait. Doesn't the bush respawn when you load in? That's a good question. Maybe it pushes you forward and it ends up being the same. Wait, surely it can't push you forward because that would be time save. Maybe it pushes you backwards. Or maybe you just spawn in it and you can walk wherever you want. So, Surge fight. Have to Thrash turn 1. Hopefully you get the range. Oh, he got the range. Stream choked on us a little bit. Would have kind of liked to see Quick Attack, but also not really. This HP is really awkward because you're just out of Red Bar, and most Flybar setups has to swaps, doesn't try to go for the hit self. I don't know if I like that. Flybar in races is pretty, like, can lose time, easily. Has a good chance to lose time because you have to save before fighting Oddish Girl, which is a very scary trainer in Rock Tunnel. And if you die a bunch of times, you just lose time to, like, being in high HP and not having to save. I didn't see... Did LionHeart use the full restore? I didn't see his potion count either when he did cut menu. Yeah, LionHeart still has the Paras alive. You usually want to have at least one thing alive when you enter the tower much later, because then you have revives, and if you have no one alive, you can't use them. hopefully he won't have to sacrifice the Paras during the fly split. I don't think he didn't go for Surge itself, so I would be surprised if he went for Fortune Thrash Girl itself, which is a trainer Slayer is currently on. Slayer used Mega Punch turn 1, which can miss. Oh, a little bit of an extra step, we won't dwell on that too much. You can use Mega Punch on the first Oddish, which can be scary, has 3 moves. Absorb, which is 5 damage. Poison Powder, which is nothing. And Stun Spore, which can paralyze you, which then you need to paralyze heal. And another funny Gen 1 quirk thing, if you paralyze heal, you lose the attack bonus that Brock grants you, which means that Mega Punch no longer always kills. So you can get trolled by that a little bit. Slayer Bubble Beams the Venonat. I mean, it's the safest play. He gets a crit, gets rewarded for it, kinda. Thrash, if you get the 85% Thrash range on Venonat, is faster, because you never need to like reselect the move, so you save a bit of time on the menuing. But if you miss the range, and Venonat uses Disable, and hits, which is 50% accurate, and has a 1 in 4 chance to hit Thrash, if you're in thrashing mode and Thrash is disabled, you're just locked into just giving him infinite turns until you're no longer disabled. Which is very bad. Very low chance of happening, but it's very bad. So you can thrash. Most people thrash, but you can also bubble beam. We found Rock Tunnel, let's go, dude. You found it. So yeah, LionHeart goes for Thrash on the Weedle. Very kinda scary at this HP. I wonder if he will stall on the Slowpoke. So 22 HP is not red bar, so you're not saving time, you're not catching up to Slayer. But you can Bubble Beam the Slowpoke to give it a turn. It always uses Confusion because the Pokemaniac trainer type has good AI. Or good AI for Gen 1 standards, which means it will use super effective move if it can. So it against the Nidoking's poison type, psychic moves are super effective, so Slowpoke always uses Confusion, which does 15 to 18, 18 being the max roll, so very unlikely, which would put LionHeart in red bar, but he would be at 8 to 10 HP, which is actually like pretty good HP. He goes for it. Confusion can confuse you, and Slowpoke has a very low crit chance. Not confused, can Thunderbolt. Slowpoke crit chance is 2.7%, lowest in the game. But I've seen people die to getting crit by Slowpoke. Many people. Yeah, please don't die to Oddish Girl. That would be sad. Yeah, confused by Slowpoke. I actually lost a race because I decided to thrash a Slowpoke, which usually doesn't kill it, and it uses Confusion, and it's faster than using Bubble Beam. But if you get confused, you're forced to risk it, and I died. Because I didn't know, but you know, always learning. Slayer about to fight the last train in Rock Tunnel. So this Rock Tunnel is like famous for having no vision in it across all the different Gen 1 or Kanto games. But in this version, you can see the walls, which ends up being like pretty much you can see because you can know where you are. You're just in the middle of the screen all the time. It's still harder to navigate than just being able to see everything, but it's not as hard as the Gen 1 remakes or other dark places. I know there's a cavern, there's a cave. There's a cave in Gen 2 in Kanto, I think, at the end, Mount Silver maybe, which is in the dark and it's much harder to navigate. This is easier than fighting Nugget underground, for real. I could see that. Okay, I did not see the Oddish girl, but he got through, no problem. Also did the swag repel, so the tile on which LionHeart used the repel. I don't know if Slayer did it, he might have. Slayer is really good at the game, so wouldn't be surprised if he did. Oh, did he take an extra step going down after Hiker? And he saved this, so if you use repel on the tile where LionHeart used it, it runs out right before you exit Rock Tunnel. Like on the specific tile before you exit Rock Tunnel. And the repel wears out text box is actually faster if it happens when you're inside. Which is why you use it on that tile, and with perfect movement it wears out inside, which saves. Someone knows, I don't know, but someone knows. Marginal time. It doesn't save much time, so but it's like a cool trick. Bottom elixir for Tony Chen. He finds it, and will he find the nugget? He finds the nugget by taking an extra step again, but it's fine as long as he finds it. I didn't see, but yeah. So LionHeart took an extra step after the Hiker fight. He went down 2. So when he went to fight the last trainer, instead of going up and talking to the junior trainer, he just went in front of her to save the two extra steps he took, so the repels still were out inside. Continuing to patronize. He did. Slayer didn't ask me not to patronize. Okay, I'll stop. But like the extra step that Slayer took towards the nugget, I do that all the time. So like, is it really patronizing? Like, come on. LionHeart, top elixir, really clean, and bottom nugget, really clean. Yeah, so it saves like some steps on the bike. Oh, bad NPC for Slayer. You need to trade for Soda Pop. When you load this girl, she can move in all 4 directions, but when you load her, the left side of her is not loaded, so if she tries to move left, she ends up not moving. And you can, like, the girl moving down is like the worst possible first move. She can move again and troll you, but yeah. Has to walk down an extra tile. Oh, cancels out the shop. 7 X specials, that's a lot. 3 speeds. So lots of extra X specials, no extra speeds. I think Slayer might be swapping X specials, or no. He won't be. He will be swapping X specials before Koga. So having extra X specials gives you a fast option to stall if Koga trolls you, which we'll get to later. But yeah, some routes swap the X speeds instead, so having extra X speeds for that situation is better than having extra X specials. Oh yeah, Slayer splits fly. 100 fly. It's pretty good. Now on fly menu, pretty long menu. Bunch of things to do. Swapping Horn Drill, which is a TM we bought. Very core TM of this route. Up. And it appears he's doing... Oh, he's doing late drill, yeah. I got confused for a second. So swaps Horn Drill up, teaches Rock Slide, which we need for the Ghastlies, and then swaps Exact Receives up because we'll use a bunch of X accuracies. This route, one of the reasons Nidoking is so good is it learns Horn Drill. Horn Drill, which is 30% accurate and always misses if you're slower than your opponent. But in this game, X accuracies make you skip checking for accuracy, which means like everything hits. So as long as you're faster and you use an X accuracy, you kill everything. Except ghost types, because they're immune to normal type attacks, which is what Horn Drill typing is. LionHeart, about a minute 15 behind Slayer, a bit over that. So LionHeart doing some alternate fly menu, which saves a couple of inputs, but modifies the menus a bit, in which you go up to teach Rock Slide after swapping it, or after swapping, no, so you swap Horn Drill down with, depends on what route you're using, with, and then you use a Repel, go down to teach Fly, and go back up to teach Rock Slide. Which is not the menu Slayer is using. Slayer, you did 2 swaps in Fly menu instead of just 1. So, I said earlier about the Repel being able to wear out inside Rock Tunnel. You can do similar trick in Tower, where if you do some movement to waste some Repel steps, this is getting into turn frames, but let's not go into that too much, but you can do some precise movement, or not really precise, but specific movement to waste more steps so that the Repel you used on Fly menu wears out in the center after you've finished clearing the tower. Vine Whip, no crit please. 4 HP, this lives a lick. Wait, does it? Does Lick do 4 or 3? I can't remember. Is it standard to potion if you die to Lick? I could see it. Especially at this HP, because if you potion at 24 and the Ghastlies on the next fight have 23 or are level 23 and have Nightshade, which does damage equal to the user's level. So if you pot 4 HP, you end up living 1 Nightshade, and since you're using Rock Slide to kill them, 90% accurate move, there's 2 of them. It's a very scary fight, but at this point you have revives, which is why you can risk it. But it's very scary. Swaps Rock Slide to slot 1 and uses Rock Slide. First one hits. Please hit. I think Slayer also got through with no problem. Yeah, and hits both. That's really good. I also believe LionHeart is currently on track to doing the Swag Tower Repel, as we call it. So I saw he did the correct movement on the previous stairs. Easiest way to summarize it is you want to enter stairs from the top or bottom and exit them while walking straight. If you can. Sometimes you can't, but if you do that at every spot you can, the Tower Repel will wear out inside the center. Lion about a Smoke Slayer FTE. Lion being pot 2 is, well, like, he's very new runner, but he's very solid. Like I said, he was doing attempts yesterday, and I think he got 2 like 154s after 1 no reset runs. Ghost menu for Slayer. So on this route you buy a Pokédoll, which you use on the Ghost, which means you can skip the entire game corner section, for which you usually do to get the Sylph Scope, which allows you to reveal what the Ghost is. But in the glitchless category, you use Pokédoll to skip that encounter, which surprisingly works. Yeah, I think both of them 0 Rock Slide misses. 90% accurate move, which sounds like a lot, but can miss pretty often. I think it might be like 50-50 to like not miss any. Or close to that. Which is like, so you're using 4, it's 0.9 times 4. Or not times 4, but to the power of 4. Yeah, I would think Tortoise would show up in chat once he realized, but yeah, first fight for Slayer where you use the X-Accuracy plus Horn Drill strategy. So you outspeed the Coughing and the Drowsy, and the fastest way to get through this fight is to use an X-Accuracy and Horn Drill both. You don't have at this point moves that are super effective. Against Poison type you get one later, which is Earthquake. And against Psychic types you don't get any either. And for Psychic types, Drowsies and Hypnos are the bulky side. Because in this gen, you only have one special stat, which gives you your special attack and special defense. So a lot of the special attackers are have really low defense, because else they would like be, or really low like defense and HP stats, or else they would be like too strong. Which is why against Sabrina in the late game you just use Earthquakes to kill like the Kadabras and Mr. Mimes and Alakazam. You don't need a super effective move because they have really low bulk or low defense and HPs. It's also why you can use Rock Slide on Ghastlies. Ghastlies have low defense, low HP, so even though Rock Slide is not super effective, just the fact that it can hit them with normal damage, like not super effective, not very effective, you always kill them. The alternative is using Thunderbolt, and since Ghastlies have high special, Thunderbolt doesn't kill. Slayer gets the Pokeflute, surprisingly useful item for speedruns. Allows you to have fast option to stall, but also if you get slept, a bunch of places where you can get slept. On Agatha, on Erica Split. And the Repel wears out outside, which is a bit of time. LionHeart gonna finish Flute Split soon as well. Yeah, there's also the backspace dilemma, or not really dilemma, but the bike, or not bike, bag. The bag space problem, not really a problem, it's more of a help for speedrun. In this game, you only have 20 slots in your bag. And after gym leader fights, they give you a TM. So Brock gave you Bide, which you sold, Misty gave you Bubble Beam, which you use, and Surge gave you Thunderbolt, which you use. But for the next 5 gym leaders, we don't want their TMs. And so we make sure we do and finish the fight with 20 items in our bag, so when they try to give us an item, they can't. And it actually saves time because there's less text. Which is a cool part of routing for this game, trying to... Oh, I didn't see if LionHeart got the repel. Someone check. I'm pretty sure he did, or not. I'm not pretty sure, but surely he did, right? Let's go. So, sometimes save there. Slayer thrashing the Arbok. You can use an X-Accuracy and drill it, but the Arbok has Glare, and if it paralyzes you, you're slower, so you can't drill it, so you have to use Paralyze Heals until you aren't paralyzed, and if you get Chain Paralyzed, you just lose, because, well, you don't just lose, you can still thrash it afterwards while being paralyzed. Oh no, you don't have Thrash. You have to, like, try to finish the fight with, like, what do you have, Rock Slide? Did he do early drill? I thought he did late drill. Oh yeah, he did late drill. He thrashes it. Well, yeah, you could try to go for X-Accuracy plus Horn Drill even on late drill. On early drill, you don't have don't have Thrash, you have Rock Slide instead. But I didn't really explain what the difference was. I think both of them did late drill. Could be wrong. Yes, LionHeart is thrashing, so they both thought Horn Drill later. You have an option to teach Horn Drill earlier and use it on the Lavender Tower rival, but it changes which moves you still have at this point. They also need the Horn Drill PP to fight Sylph rival. Slayer swaps the rare candies on Sylph rival. I've never seen that. Interesting route. I don't think that's a mistake. He felt pretty confident on it. And you do need to swap the rare candies up at some point, but I'm curious what he's gonna do in the next two menus. Which items he's gonna swap. Because does he have the repels up? Probably has the repels up. Because he swapped two things on the fly menu. And I think in some of the future menus, usually you swap rare candies on the next menu. But I think Slayer will have one menu in the next two where he won't swap anything. Because he swapped two things on fly menu, whereas LionHeart only swapped one thing on fly menu. So every time that you actually need to scroll down your bag, he's swapping something, which is why it saves a couple of inputs. Swaps the XP. Oh yeah, but yeah, then he's gonna. What is he swapping on the Surf menu then? Because if he swaps Expec on the next menu and then Speed on the menu after that, maybe he swaps PP up. Does he get the PP up? X accuracy on the Cubone, focus energy, use Bubble Beam. So here Slayer has no Horn Drill PP, but he needs to Horn Drill this Drowsy. So you can use Max Ether or Elixir, whichever you use on this route, outside of battle. But since you're high HP and you actually want to die to self-destruct by Koga at the end of this split. Self-destruct I think does 79 to 95, something like that. 79 to 95. Or 92, 75 to 92, something like that. I never bothered to remember 94. You want some damage to like always die to self-destruct, to have red bar for the rest of the late game until you get to Agatha, in which you need to heal, but having a consistent setup for late game red bar is one of the big reasons Nidoking is actually one of the currently uncontested fastest mon to beat the game with. Because you die to self-destruct, and Koga Zweezing, which is his last Pokemon, also dies. So you beat him, you win the fight, and afterwards you can revive the Nidoking with rare candies. Which puts it at 10 HP out of like 130 something, 136. Which is really low red bar and only levels out. Because as you get more levels, you get closer to leveling out of red bar. And it only ends up happening on Bruno, which is right before you actually would need to heal for Agatha, because Agatha, you can't consistently get through the fight with no damage. So yeah, Slayer got headbutt crit, and LionHeart got no damage. Gets Fury attack from Nidorino. 2-turn Fury attack, that's just cringe. You watched a long animation for 8 damage. You don't like to see that. 113 is very high, so as it currently stands, LionHeart would not die to self-destruct. There's still Hypno that you don't one-shot. Like I said earlier, Hypno is a psychic type that has high bulk, so Earthquake doesn't kill it unless you crit. So you give Hypno a chance to use a move. It has 2 moves that do nothing, Disable and Poison Gas. Headbutt, which does very low damage, like 12 to 15, unless you crit, which does a bit more. And Confusion, which does 42 to 50, no crit, because it's super effective. So So he would be hoping for confusion from Hypno. Or on Koga, Koga can use an X attack. 1 in 4 chance to use X attack. Which means you need to like stall a turn to allow it to use self-destruct. But X attacks also has the side effect of making self-destruct do more. So even though LionHeart is at very high HP, he could still die to self-destruct. If you don't die, there are still some strategies to get red bar from for example, the Erica fight or the Giovanni fight. Yeah, Slayer just went to Snorlax. So the reason you actually need the Poké Flute is to wake up the Snorlax and get past it. Which is what we see. Oh, LionHeart doing that menu. On LionHeart's route, which is the same one I use, I'm more familiar with it. You swap the rare candies here. Slayer swapped the rare candies on Sylph Rival. I assume he swapped the specials on the Snorlax menu. Oh, Slayer. Okay. Swaps Earthquake. So that's probably what's going on. So now he can still swap the XPs on Surf menu. So LionHeart won't swap up Earthquake. He'll swap up PP up later. PP up, which you pick up here. For Repel, I don't know that route. Yeah, LionHeart's feed seems to have frozen, and here I suspect he's gonna just bike. Just bikes? So Slayer did the menu where LionHeart just biked, but opening and closing the bag is faster when you're inside. Ooh. Uses dig on a bush, has to cut. But doing the menu inside saves 0.1 second doing the menu outside. But you need, well, you don't need to, but it makes it so your cursor is on Nidoking when you try to dig out at the end of Safari Zone. Which doesn't lose time if you buffer it, but it's a hard thing to buffer. Did LionHeart mess up his menu? Feels like he might have missed a swap. I wasn't paying attention, but does teach Earthquake. Here I think he was supposed to swap specials up. And Slayer is digging out. Feels like the gap is closing. We're both in Safari Zone. Slayer gets on the bike after flying to Fuchsia. So here this distance is very close to walking being faster than biking. But if you get on the bike fast enough, you save time. Hope Flex Route wins tourney. It's a good chance, a lot of people are using Flex Route. So here all these Drowsies and Kadabras just die to Earthquake. Because psychic types have low bulk. And dig out for LionHeart. I didn't pay attention to the time difference. It was, I remember it was 1:15 at Fly Split. Can try to pay attention to when Slayer splits for Koga. Yeah, one fight ahead essentially. Durs has really nice HP right now because he lives a confusion but always dies to self-destruct, I think. If I recall correctly. He got hit but crit from the Drowsy and oh, I think he won't die to all self-destruct roll. So if he gets headbutt from this next Hypno that doesn't die, would be probably, well, he could still just get a good roll from self-destruct to just die, and critting this Hypno would be the fastest option, but gets confusion, so he always dies, unless it doesn't crit. 32 is still out of red bar. I'm not familiar with HPs at this stage, but I'm pretty sure it's out of red bar. But yeah, 116 from LionHeart, that's... You hate to see that. Maybe he gets confusion from Hypno as well. Exact drowsy HP. Yeah, like, so I've seen that recently. I haven't made up my mind on it, but maybe you should exact this drowsy, because this drowsy has confusion and psychic, so it has a higher chance, and he does exact, but since it's a juggler, broken swap, and he swaps again. There's no way. He has a troll. And he's stalling. Swapped again. Hate to see that. So yeah, I was ambivalent towards exact drowsy. I think I don't like it after seeing that. I think I've been convinced. So 123.15, thereabout. For Slayer's Koga, I think he got 0x attacks, but wasn't really paying that much attention. He's still stalling on the drowsy, using Pokeflute. So I think most people like not having red bar after Koga is not that big of a deal, which like is the main argument against trying to stall on drowsy and Hypno, because you have different ways to get bailed out by Koga X attack still, by self-destruct crit, and even if you don't get bailed out, boom strats are not that bad. Boom strats being like, what do you do if you have too high HP after Koga? So Slayer entering Erica split, one of the highest execution splits in the game. Surf menu, swaps cut with X speed, teach surf. He also used the rare candies to revive the Nidoking after Koga. Is then gonna run through Mansion and do another menu, and have some flying, some cutting to do. Lots of text boxes. Yeah, LionHeart asking about swap. Yeah, I'd agree on Revolver. Boom strats with high HP aren't even that bad. Victory Bell, Razor Leaf crit does solid damage. So even if you're full and get mineral from self-destruct, I think with one hit from Victory Bell on Erica, you still get red bar, current red bar. It still levels out, I think, so you need to do another stall, but it's not even that bad. Oh, I didn't see what the LionHeart's Koga time was. I think it was 123.15 for Slayer. So LionHeart being, I'd estimate around. So I know you fly actually at 40-42. So minus 42 means here 46.06. That's like 150. 1 minute 50 difference at Koga. Oh, he swapped the card key instead of the PP up. I did that in my last race. It's one of the longest scrolls, so it's one of the longest to correct as well. I actually messed up my correction even, so I lost like 20 seconds there. It's really bad. Like I said, this split is very high execution. Slayer getting through it. Also did the Blizzard menu. You pick up Blizzard, teach Strength, teach Blizzard to Nidoking. Blizzard is 90% accurate in this game, which is really good for a 120 power move of the Ice type, which is a really good offensive type. Then you pick up a rare candy that you will use in Elite 4. Get the secret key to be able to enter Blaine's gym and dig out. Now you bike to Erica afterwards. Digging in this gen is pretty broken. You can dig out of many places where it feels like you shouldn't be able to. And it feels very arbitrary which spots you can and can't dig out of. It's very sad that Tortoise couldn't play because I know he did a bunch of prep. He looked very solid in my opinion. So first Blizzard, not missed. This Execute has Hypnosis. Can use 2 moves, again with good AI thing. Reflect or Hypnosis. Wait, is it because of good AI? Might be. Because AI determining if a move is super effective or not very effective doesn't actually consider both types from like the receiving Pokemon, in this case the King. So I think it's because the game checks in a certain order, and the first like relationship between types it hits determines whether it thinks a move is super effective or not very effective. So if grass types, the game evaluates if grass is super effective or not very effective against poison before it evaluates if it's super effective or not very effective against ground. Which means it thinks that its grass moves are not very effective. Hey, that's what I'm here for, man! Why are you streaming me? So you can't dig out of the Erica gym, so you have to walk out and fly. You fly to Blaine's gym. I know Slayer has been practicing his Blaine splits, so we'll see what he can cook up. I think speed gaming would ban you, no? Matt? Mod powers revoked, I think. Yeah, LionHeart does not miss Blizzard either. 253 would be a strange brain time. It would be a really good... Can you get that with Spot turn 2? I feel like you might know. What is my best with Spot turn 2 is 254.4x or 2x. Or, yeah. Let me make a God ROM that always uses Spot turn 2 in practice. Nah, I'm just kidding. Saves like 1.2, you sure about that? Oh, LionHeart gets past Erica as well. Erica is not very scary. Like I said, Execute only has Hypnosis and Reflect. Reflect increases defense in a weird way. It doesn't actually increase the user's defense, but modifies the damage calculation, so it like effectively works as if your defense was doubled, which is weird. But it has Reflect, which doesn't matter for Blizzard usage, and Hypnosis, which sleeps you, so it never does any damage. While you can miss Gen 1 miss Earthquake on Victory Bell or Vileplume, which both have damaging moves. But the Blizzard you use on Tangela, Tangela uses 2 moves, Bind or Constrict. Constrict can speedfall you, but I think you need like 5 or 6 speedfalls to like actually be stored in the Vileplume. And Bind does 2 damage. Might even be 2 damage with crit. Could be 3. And so yeah, you're at 10 HP. So if it doesn't crit, you need a 5-turn bind to die, and you have revives. Your Slayer finishes up Blaine. Blaine, you use an X accuracy against a Growlithe. Blaine has good AI, in parentheses, or in, I don't know what that word is in English, but good AI, good being like optional word. And it sees that his Growlithe with agility, which is a psychic type moves, is super effective, so it just spams agility. And Blaine's AI is also weirdly coded to allow the use of back Sabrina, allowed the use of Super Potion even though his Pokemon's at full HP. So Slayer did not get lost going to the gym and did not get lost on the teleport paths, that's big. But he got lost walking to Sabrina and went one too far forward. One of the least time wasting mistakes you can do, so not that bad. Oh, is that the LionHeart stream is a bit buffering, so here, like I said, Blaine uses agility on Growlithe. If it uses Super Potion turn 1, which is 1 in 4 to use, it saves a bunch of time. Because agility makes the Growlithe faster than you, so it uses agility again. But yeah, afterwards you just Horn Drill and you can't lose, because you can Gen 1 miss if you use an X accuracy, and you can't miss Horn Drill. Which makes Blaine one of the 2 fights for which you can never die. It's pretty cool. The other one being Viridian Rival. There's some fights for which it's really hard to die, not impossible. So you dig out of Sabrina's gym, you actually walk to the teleport pad, because if you dig while on the teleport pad, it uses the teleport pad animation instead of the dig animation, which actually saves time. And then you fly to Viridian to fight Giovanni, the last gym leader. And right before Giovanni is actually the black belt, which is far scarier than Giovanni is. Because Machoke, you don't have any super effective move. So you need to set up an X accuracy and Horn Drill the Machokes, but you give it a turn, and Karate Chop crit kills you. It's very scary. So some people elect to save. You can also just go in and revive, which is what Slayer's gonna do. If he dies, he's just gonna revive. The downside of that is that you revive at half HP, so you don't have red bar. Whereas if you save, you die and you reset and you get through, you still have red bar. So here Slayer determined that he had a Karate Chop non-crit. I think it's 70% chance to crit. So it gets a 30%. Entering at 16 HP, you have a 16% chance to die to this fight. Yeah. But yeah, Slayer didn't die. He got Karate Chop non-crit, which actually sets up another cool strat. I said that in Mansion you pick up a rare candy for E4. Usually you use it on Agatha, but you can use it on Bruno in this specific case for which you are low HP and some of the Onyx's moves kill you. You use the candy before Bruno instead to get an extra 3 HP, which matters in this case when you get hit by Karate Chop non-crit. Or in other situations where you would not have died to Kogo and done some special setup for which you would have variable HP, or if you died to Black Belt, revived, and did some other setup to get to variable HP, you could also be in the situation where you want to use the rare candy on Bruno. So yeah, Giovanni, Earthquake kills the first 4 mons, so you only die to missing Earthquake, 1 in 256. And the Rhydon doesn't die to Earthquake, so you use Blizzard. It's a 55% range, might be actually 50, I can't remember. In between 50 and 55. And Blizzard can miss, but on Rhydon, it sees Fissure and Slayer crits, so that counts as a range. Gets past Giovanni. It sees Fissure as a ground move, super effective against poison, but Fissure behaves the same way as Horn Drill, so it's 30% accurate, but always misses if you're slower, and Rhydon is slower than you, so Fissure always misses. And you can't use any other moves, but Giovanni can use a guard spec on any of his mons, so that's the two things that can happen. So Lorelei split coming in, it's a very high execution split. The double inputs down to Super Repel, double input up to Bicycle. It's pretty hard. So oftentimes when you try to go too fast, you end up using X accuracy. I think there was a Lorelei split where I did that 3 times, because there's a bunch of times where you go back up to, like I think there's 3 spots actually, and I use X accuracy out of battle in every single one of them, and for that Oak shows up and tells you you can't do that, you lose a bunch of time. There's a bunch of other small menus which are finicky. So in this fight you can't die because again Pidgeot has agility. So the second fastest mon to beat this game currently is Clefable. It's about 3 minutes, the world records are about 3 minutes, 2 minutes and a half apart. And one of the big reasons that Nidoking has such a strong late game red bar setup, because of things like this, Blaine and Viridian Rival, mons lead the mons always using agility is super big because you just never die, so no risk. And that comes from the poison typing. Second best mon is Clefable, which is normal type, so it doesn't have that as an option. So a lot of time is lost. Clefable is actually like almost faster than Nidoking up to the mid game because it has a really strong mid game with Body Slam and Thunderbolt and Bubble Beam, and has the same advantage as Nidoking from evolving from a Moonstone, so being available really early. Really good stats. It's not the topic of today. I think I missed Black Belt from LionHeart, but I see like he didn't die. What is this framing? Oh, he sets up the wide walking, but he doesn't even walk! Why do you set up the wide walking if you're not gonna walk? Baited. I got baited. Have you ever got an 820 Lorelei split? I have. I will ask you, have you ever got the 533 Erica split with no Blizz misses? I've got so many horror Lorelei splits. This is what it is. It's a hard split, dude. It's a hard split to execute. Very low variance. It's a long split. So anytime you lose, like it's obvious that it was execution. So it's tough. It's tough. This is where I used X accuracy as well. You might tie my record. 3 usage of X accuracy in Lorelei split. Well, 4 if you consider the usage on the Lorelei fight, which actually goes through. Top 3. What would be top 3? You said, I know you think Erica has very high execution. I think Koga's higher execution than Erica though. Like in absolute, but like, because Erica has a shorter splits with more dense execution than Koga. First part of Koga is really, not really low, but fairly low. Fly split is also up there. If Fly menu was in Fly split, it would be really high execution split. But it's also because it's long. Here, use Super Repel, use Strength. This Super Repel barely lasts to the next time you want the menu. But with perfect movement, you can get there. If you don't, you just Super Repel early, which means you open the menu twice. It's not that big of a deal. Coming up on Kink Boulder, see what he does. How he does. Can't speak King. And he gets it. Very good, no? Yeah, good Koga split without red bar. You can get 13-5x with like really good RNG. Getting Arbok range. Like drowsy setup. Like I guess you're still assuming like you use exact or PP item on drowsy. And then no X attacks. You can get a 13-5x. But 14-0x, like with some bad RNG is fine. So, LionHeart enters. Victory Road. So here Slayer has perfect, well, I didn't see if it was perfect, but good enough movement so that he can use the Super Repel on this menu. Which syncs up with the strength usage and bike usage, so you... Very nice. Oh yeah, there's also the PP up conundrum for the Koga split. PP up usage I found takes what, 1.5 seconds? Slayer picks up the Photo Store for E4, which can be nice if you're low on super potions. Big discussion about what you do with extra money, how much value you place on super potions, because sometimes you can run out on E4 if you get bad RNG. Like hitting yourself a couple times on Agatha, getting a bunch of nightshades, run out of healing. Pick up a Photo Store, just tops you off. No deposit, so you can deposit here, but when you have both revives, or even with one revive, if you have any revives left, usually you don't want to deposit unless like the race is really close, because depositing saves 5 seconds. You spend some time going to the PC depositing the mons, but at the end on Hall of Fame, in the cutscene, Paras and Squirtle, which you deposit, won't show up, which ends up saving about 5 seconds, which is not a lot. And if you keep Squirtle and Paras, you have the upside of if you die, because you can easily die to Agatha, Bruno, Champ, you save for Lance, so wouldn't really use revives there. You can send out Squirtle, use a revive on Nidoking, Squirtle dies, you send out Nidoking again. So yeah, actually, Slayer won't have to use Candy on this. I thought 3 HP after Black Belt, or after the first... Well, he does use the Candy. Did he hear me? Because Rock, Throw, Crit, and Slam both do 17 to 20, 20 being the max roll, so... I think there's the argument that using the Candy doesn't really lose effective time, so might as well use it for the max roll. Slam crit still kills. You see Slam? No crit. Did 18 damage. Slayer has been playing safer. Then what was one point where I thought he played very safe? Well, maybe like the Photo Store pickup. Like this race is not that far apart. Some Agatha troll, some Lance deaths, and LionHeart good very close. So, but Photo Store is not that much time loss. It's a hidden item, so there's a longer jingle. You'll go to 58. You Super Potion twice. If you Super Potion once, even if you live Super Potion 3 times, might as well full restore in that case, no? Oh well. Super pots are nice because for lands, usually you don't really want to heal to full. You can. But yeah, you usually want to, when he gets hit self, 3 meter, and snaps. 136 is actually really nice lance HP. Bit on the high side, but usually that's what you want in a race. You don't mind being slightly out of red bar for champ. It's not that bad of a place to be when you're ahead like this. He actually gets rewarded for the extra super because now he won't have to use any healing for Lance. Just elixir and go. So yeah, one Erica split, one Agatha split of difference, which is like 140 if you get Dream Eater. Yeah, here LionHeart swaps X specials up very late. Probably gonna might super potion only once. Oh no, he's super potting twice. If you want to keep your Nightshade, because if you get Nightshade into red bar, save a bit of time. So you see Slayer saving for Lance. There was talk about when you have 2 revives, you can just run in, Thunderbolt the Gyarados, hope you crit, paralyze it, or that Hydro Pump misses, and then you can just kill it. But if you die, send out Squirtle or Paras, usually Squirtle, revive Nidoking. Squirtle dies, just send out Nidoking and Thunderbolt again. It's a strat for when you're ahead and you can afford to lose that time because... Okay, he saved and is doing it. Interesting. At that HP, Lance can use a Hyper Potion, which is why you need both revives, because if Lance Hyper Potions right now... yeah, that's the worst situation possible. Squirtle dies, you send out Nidoking, use Thunderbolt again, and you have a high chance of dying again. And in that case, you need to send out Paras. What did LionHeart get? Not confused. So he's just... looks like he got Dream Eater or Swap or something. Yeah, this strat is good when you're ahead, but this is like the bottom end where you run out of revives for champ, which is really rough. Slayer saved for lands on top of doing this strat. Usually you do this strat to avoid saving. But yeah. It's pretty close. I expect LionHeart to potion here. I think he was at 120. I don't know if he still has a potion. Goes to 140. 140 is pretty nice in races, like I said. Does front lance, save the turn frame. Oh, he got hit? He got hit to 98. Did he get Haze? What did he got? No, that wouldn't make sense. Did he XP on Arbok? So yeah, maybe Slayer will save for champ because now he has no revives. 91 HP, doesn't die. I think it's 80. If you expect first, I think it's 85 max roll. Sky attack. The sky attack crit kills. It doesn't kill from full, and he has a full restore. So if he sees sky attack, he might full restore. But then, if you actually get sky attack crit, you're low HP, and you use 3 supers on Agatha. You still have one, right? He still has one, I think. Did he save? I didn't see actually. 36 HP. That's close. That's not red bar, that's too high, but if you get one wing attack, you get red bar. LionHeart didn't deposit, so what you see is what you get. Special first for Slayer. Sky attack. Hate to see that. Risks the blizzard, and he hits. So here, if blizzard misses, sky attack is also 90% accurate, and it can crit. So if it didn't save, he would have to reset back to Lance. No red bar. I think it's pretty safe to say Slayer's one. I don't think LionHeart can catch up with red bar. Actually, he still needs the accuracy here. Fury attack. That's pretty fucking slow. Oh, sorry for swearing. Oh, 2 times. 5 turn Fury attack crit. Whirlwind plus mirror move. I think mirror move's faster. Wing attack. Oh no, yeah, he needs 1 wing attack to get red bar. He blizzards, he doesn't think he's in range. It's easier for me to tell when I have like splits with like differentials. Just looking at where they are, I'm not used to that. But red bar is pretty fast. Oh, Fury attack crit, he's dead. But he has revives. Doesn't he? Uh-oh. I mean, reset back to Lance. I mean, doesn't really matter. It just makes the time worse. But he wasn't catching Slayer. Yeah, very close race. Yeah, special first. Did he maybe... Oh, he has 2 X accuracies. I think he had 3 X specials. So had enough to set up again. In case of death. Nope, I did not call Erica thick. I can't imagine where you would think I said Erica was thick actually. How could you hear that? Did I say Erica split and you thought I said thick? What is he on? Saves for a champ. What is he at? 22 or 23? Wing attack goes 18 to 22. After you set up an X special. Because it increases your defense, believe it or not.
Hello everyone, what's up? Sorry, I was just figuring out the audio, but we should be good now. What's up?
Yo.
Dude,
did you have tabs on where LionHeart was?
Yeah, I was watching the stream the entire time.
Okay.
Oh wait, I don't go back to the... Oh my god. I want to catch something and name it Grow Gear, but I guess I can't.
You reset too early. I don't know where in the cutscene.
Oh wait, I'm supposed to click done for myself. Yeah, so I guess early game I had a lot of like safety calls. I'm not sure if it was correct though. Like the main thing I remembered was doing the full restore on boat, because I was just thinking like, okay, worst case he has good flybar, I'll just beat him on execution. But yeah, I'm not sure if that was the right
thing. Is LionHeart's execution's not bad.
Yeah, but I think it still saved time on him. Like worst case I just YOLO something, right? That's kind of what I was thinking. It's like the
Yeah,
absolute worst
I
case,
didn't
I just have to sylph bar or some shit, you know, like. But like things
Thing
stay
is,
civil, yeah.
thing is, you could have been out of flybar range without using full restore.
Oh really? Because what would be
I
the
don't
outcome on
remember.
bird? Because
Oh,
I
you
was
were
at
at
like 21.
15,
I was
right?
21. Oh yeah, 15. You're right. Yeah.
15 after Route 6.
Yeah.
And you had 2 potions?
Correct. So I didn't want a potion because I only had 2. I was gonna potion bubble beam instead if I had more, but I only had 2. So I
So
think that was a bit
the
dicey.
decision is picking up full restore when you leave Misty at 27, I think you were at.
Yeah, I had 2 potion. Yeah, 27.
2
potions.
potion, 27, do you pick up the full restore?
My notes say as long as I have 2 potions or less, I always grab it in races. That's what I had in my notes.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if
You can
that's
get
correct. Yeah.
really high damage. But,
What else I want to talk about? Oh yeah, me getting extended was so clutch. Like it actually saved the run, I think, because I don't have IGT tracking for backup bird. So I was thinking like if I have to do backup bird, that could be really bad, right? Because my IGT could be all over the place.
You both had 10-11 Squirtles.
Yeah, I had like the worst Squirtle, and then.
Yeah, you had bad defense as well. You had
yeah,
like actually
it took
worst
8
Squirtle
from
possible.
Geodude. I'm like, what the? So I had to like use so many potions early. I had to go so safe.
I'm so clutch streaming.
Wait, is LionHeart's stream dead?
None. He's doing Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay. I just saw a white screen. I got scared.
Sometimes he would buffer, but not too much. One on execution streaming.
Yeah.
Did at the end when you picked up full restore, when you did, especially when you did TB strats for Lance, that was pretty sketchy.
Well, at that point, I haven't decided on doing TB strats for Lance yet, right? Because at that point, I was thinking, okay, I might just do normal Lance and then full restore for Champ and then skip save. That was kind of my idea. Dude, I like try to like time every text box, like every single one.
That's how you start. Try to time them all, and eventually you start actually timing them.
Like I missed a billion, I'm sure, but like I just wanted to like go for all of the timings, so that was the main thing. And yeah, I just wanted to play safely. I think throughout the rest of the game, I think I played fine. I
One thing is
please.
One thing is on Agatha you use 3 supers.
Yeah,
but you could have used the full restore instead.
That's true.
Would have
That's
been
true.
faster.
Might have been better to just single. No, I think Matt was talking about using double super on Agatha, right? If pace is fine.
Yeah, you could have stopped at double super, use 3. Like I think like you could argue doing double super is good enough.
Yeah, because I wasn't.
But if you were gonna do
strats,
3, just do full restore instead, I think.
Yeah. Yo, what's up, LionHeart? Congrats. Sorry about the deaths, but by the way, but you played really well. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, it was really solid.
Yeah, it all went downhill from the missing the bad special Pidgey backup. I missed the Yola Ball and then should have probably just reset. But anyway, caught it, ran out of balls, so that meant my money was scuffed because I bought 2 balls in pewter, so I only bought 6 potions. So.
Oh yeah.
And then I ran out of potions, and then all of my bags were scuffed because I had TM34, which I slopped down instead of pots, and it meant like all of my late game menus, like my visual cues, were all wrong.
Oh yeah, because your menu's completely scuffed. Did you grab the tree and the catcher guy potions?
No, I didn't know.
I think you did grab the bug catcher potion, right?
I got the bug catcher. Yeah.
Usually everyone grabs that one.
Yeah.
I had 1 potion left after Moon Rocket, and then
yeah, that's no good.
I got confused by Goldeen, so I just used it before Misty. Yeah, it was okay. I'm a bit disappointed in some of the menus, but it just is what it is.
Yeah, did you forget you had revives after?
Yeah, I think I just saw the crit text box and I was like, fuck it, and just soft reset.
I've lost so many races to doing that.
And then as soon as I soft reset, I was like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm fine, yeah.
Oh yeah, I also forgot to spec on Agatha turn 1. And then I got supersonic Golbat. I just went for Blizz crit. Didn't get it. Supersonic hit self. It used haze. So
okay, that was what happened. I kind of missed part of that because Slayer was doing the
Dude,
Lance
TV strats, right?
strats.
Yeah, and that's people were watching.
Yeah.
Saving and doing TB strats with like 130 ahead, 2 minutes ahead. That's scary.
Yeah,
Because
I saved because I thought I was gonna mess it up, right? Because like if I clicked one wrong thing, revive if I
Yeah.
revive a slave by accident, right? Or like, God forbid I send out the wrong poke, like I'm cooked, right? So
yeah,
just wanted to give myself that cushion. Like maybe I don't actually have to reset ever, but like just to make myself feel better, you know, it's like okay, if you mess up, like you have a backup, you're fine. That was my reasoning.
also on Champ risking that sky attack. Did you think about that?
Yeah,
at all?
I did. Yeah, that's why I saved for champ because I think
Oh,
I
you saved
lived-
for Champ.
Yeah, I saved for champ. Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, and then I also thinking like I was gonna just X-act and just rip it because I know I only died to crit, but so I'm not sure if that was the correct call to blister, but yeah, I'd be interested in hearing any.
I
ideas
mean,
on that.
I would almost like full restore and then exact because
But you're still dead to crit, right? Like that was kind of my decision making.
crit
Like,
doesn't one shot. I
no,
think.
no, it's 174 to 205. You're still dead
Oh,
most
you're
of the
still
time.
always dead?
Yeah, yeah,
Never mind then.
exactly, yeah. Like that's kind of how we
Do you
decided.
just have to risk it?
Yeah, I think you just rip it. It can also miss, right? So. Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, also, LionHeart, big props. Like, you gave me a lot of pressure early game. Like, up until champ, honestly, right? Like, yeah, no, you played super well. You should be, yeah, very
I
excited
appreciate
to
that.
see what
Thanks.
you'll do later in the tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
It
it
was
was
really
good.
solid.
It was good fun. Kink God commentary. I said I
were,
said I
were
wasn't
you
gonna
listening?
listen. Yeah,
Oh.
I said I wasn't gonna listen, and then after Moon, I had like the bad Moon Rocket and one potion. I was like, oh fuck it, I'm just gonna open it and listen in. So
Did I
It is
talk
what-
about picking up the full restore and that's why you did?
no, I was picking it up anyway. I had no potions at that point, so I had no choice.
Okay. But you knew about that when you have no potions, you
Yeah,
can pick up full
Mhm.
restore.
yeah.
Is there something else you can grab to save to, like, fill out your menu? Buy, like, a burn heal or something randomly? Does that work?
I mean, you could, but there wouldn't
Yeah.
be any situations where full restore wouldn't be enough because it's only potions you're running out of, really.
But what if you have to use the full restore, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, what if you have to heal sometime in between the full restore pickup and the department store? I guess-
Usually,
yeah.
like the way I think about it is that usually if you're running out of potions, you're probably behind. If you're behind, you're probably going for flybar, and if you're going for flybar, you're saving for Oddish Girl.
I like
So
that.
odds are
actually, yeah.
either you're wiping to Gen 1 missing on slowpokes or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you just wipe and you go again. and
just
you're
wipe and
crying
go
plus
again,
5
yeah.
minutes, but you just
Like, you're still
or you
positionally
just die
screwed.
after Oddish Girl and you reset back to the save.
Yeah. Like,
It's still bad, but
yeah,
like-
no, I definitely agree with that.
Is
Yeah.
there any update on Tortoise? Is he still in?
Haven't
he
seen him in
just woke
chat.
up. He just sent, like, okay, let me read. He sent a message in our group.
Oh,
Skull. No, dude, I got daylight savings.
Oh, what? Is it now?
I don't know. I don't know how it works, but
I thought it was in
yeah.
November.
He sent the message at an hour after the start
Yeah,
time.
he was an
So
hour
yeah,
late.
he sent that. If it is daylight savings, he sent that message 10 minutes before what he thought the start time was. So
Yeah.
yeah, that adds up.
Oh, that's horror.
That's unfortunate.
yeah. Oh, that's a ban. Oh no, Kwani's too fast.
That's a ban.
No, there's a
You're
there's-
banning Tortoise for not showing
no,
up. That's a bit
there's a
harsh.
guy in chat selling best viewers. Yeah, there's a viewer bot in Discord. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't think there was anything else I wanted to say. Just, yeah, hope I hit Wombo next round.
Yeah.
55. You're gonna have to practice to beat Huangbo.
Maybe I probably can't do Thunderbolt strats on Lance if I'm fighting Huang Bro, so that's that.
Oh,
But
true.
yeah, we'll see.
You went in to Misty at like 48. What about that,
I had no
Slayer?
potions left, right?
You had 2. Surely you used 1. I don't know.
If I used one, right, let me think. Yeah, no, I think you're right. But I was thinking, like, at 68 versus 48, right? Like, am I still dead to Bubble Beam? I'm not. Right?
Well, you first you leveled to 71 and 71 is the high roll of Bubble Beam crit. The 72 max roll. So you live a bunch of Bubble Beam crits, and also you live Bubble Beam Speedfall plus Water Gun. It's a good pot, usually.
Okay, fair
I
play.
like it a lot.
But then I definitely grabbed the full restore then, right? If I'm at one pot, and then I just
Yeah,
I
well,
just use
you
that full
ended up
restore if I have
healing
to.
after, right?
Yeah.
Or you
yeah.
used the full restore, actually.
I used the full restore on boat.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so pot pre-Misty is probably optimal, really.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
51 Misty is just all kinds of darkness deep. It's like not very good. Also, my movement on Lorelei split was atrocious. Holy.
I
Yeah,
didn't comment on it too much.
Dude, I was
I
tweaking in
bought
Victory
Lorelei,
Road. What was
so-
that?
And I bopped you Lorelei, and my execution was not good. So
Oh no, definitely. Everyone bops that Lorelei. Even like the worst pot 3 runner probably bops me on that split. Like
What was the split? What was the segment time?
I'm not telling you. Like that.
Dude, I
I
had an
got-
820 Lorelei, man. Just
I got
give
a
it to me.
756. So
It was like
Slay got an
805,
You
I
got
think.
you got an 801 or something. 801.
If you
Still
got
better than what I got.
yeah, yeah. Wait, how'd
And
you
my
get an
worst.
820? What happened?
You don't know? You can watch my 1 for 546 if you want to know.
Oh, that's the 820 Lorelei?
Yeah, it is.
Dude, I tried to use Exact twice on the Lorelei split. It's so bad. Like out of
Oh,
battle.
Yeah, my 820 Lorelei does that 3 times.
Exact out of battle 3
Yep.
times. Oh my.
Yep.
And you still got a 145.
Yeah, I don't know if I got if that's actually the same run or if it was another run that I did it 3 times. Might have been that.
I just remembered my Koga. I looked at my Koga. I was like, why was it so bad? But I stalled on the flipping juggler, and he kept trolling me. I thought
Did
about
you do
Yeah.
drowsy
stalling.
strats or what did you do?
I stalled on second juggler, and then he swapped turn 1,
Okay.
and then I think. Did I EQ Hypno?
He kept swapping. He swapped like
it
3 or
didn't
4
do
times.
any damage. I stalled with Flute, and then he swapped again. And then I think I killed Drowsy, and then it took him like 6 turns to want to do anything.
It's kind of funny because like
After
someone
the second swap, I should have just bailed on it, to be honest. But
Yeah.
I spoke with someone about that strat, exact drowsy when you want damage,
It's like
um,
90. The 90 is the threshold I have in my notes.
and
saw
I was
someone do
like,
it
maybe
the
it's
other day.
good, and then I saw what you got, and I'm like, no, never.
yeah,
I'm never doing that.
I commentated. I think it was Yuji's race. I think it was Flutz he was racing against, and he did it, and I was like,
Plus was my
I
race.
never thought about that.
Did
was
he
it?
do it in my race?
Oh, it was your race. Yeah, he did it in your race.
Interesting.
And he had a similar outcome, but I think it wasn't as bad as mine. But
But yeah, the logic is you still have the X attack bailout, the crit bailout, and boom strats are not bad.
yeah,
Just
and
my logic
I
on
know
it.
I know the backups. What was scaring me a little bit as well, because my bag was scuffed,
Mhm.
and I was just like, do I want to be
If you have
stalling?
to think about bag and HP.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to stall on like Vile Plume, and I'm like, don't know where stuff is. I don't know. Oh well.
Yeah, oh well. I think your overall, like, your early game was... Oh yeah, did you have to do... Wait, what happened to your early game? Let me see. You lost like 47 seconds on Brock. Do you remember what happened?
Backup grade.
I had the worst Squirtle of all time. I had
Oh
minimum,
yeah, the
minimum
10,
attack.
11, yeah.
I had 10 attack at 6. I had 13 special, and I had the worst defense possible at.
You both had the
We had the
same
same
Squirtle, it's
seed.
crazy.
Same seed.
Yeah. So I didn't hit extended.
Can you do you both still have your save states? Can you check what your Squirtle stats are? Let's
I
compare and
do.
see who has the worst one.
How do I load it up in like
Well, you can still
PKX?
check even with your champ save.
Wait, so how... Okay, hang on. I'm gonna go into my game then. How do I check this?
You just go into Pokemon list and click stats on your
My
Squirtle.
Squirtle?
Yeah.
But my Squirtle's dead.
Well, you can
So
still
it's
check its
just
stats.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay.
I got like for 10 attack. I think I had a 5-turn rival, or maybe 6-turn.
stats.
It was. I couldn't believe I had 10 attack after that rival fight.
Alright.
Yeah, it still does 5 damage
Right.
after a tail whip.
What do I do with this info, King? Explain this.
Oh,
to me.
you've got a better one than me.
I mean, it has worse speed. It's better spec. Same defense, better attack. Yeah, LionHeart actually has the better one.
Like a
Or the worst one.
Okay, okay.
Mine's what? Yeah, yeah.
The worst
Is
one,
there
yeah.
a repel?
Worse HP, worse attack, worse defense. You might have because 10 attack
think
is
this-
bottom 2 DVs and bad defense on Onyx. Did you have bad defense on Onyx?
Me?
Yeah, it was minimum defense in Onyx, I think.
I didn't see.
So if both of you did, it's 0 DV. And then bad spec through to Onyx is 0 to 4. Yeah, 0 to 4.
Jesus.
Wait, Kink, I have a
Yeah.
question. Does Needle Manip still work if I lead Squirtle here? You have 4 popes. Does it work?
I wouldn't know.
Alright, I'm gonna catch
Fine, bro
up.
might know.
Is Squimbro here?
He was.
I'm interested in do something for content quickly. Excuse me. Oh my god.
Still salty
Yeah.
about that Pidgey.
Also,
I should've
exact
just
juggler, you
used that.
drill
Yeah, you
both
drill.
things.
Yeah. But is that only possible with PP up? Crafted said?
Exact juggler only works if early PP up or bubble beam.
Yeah, you
turns
need
to
early
Wild.
PP up because you've used a
Yeah,
drill on.
I didn't have the drill for Hypno. I realized that. I think Futz did, but I don't know if he. I don't know where he saved the drill. If he saved it on Marowak.
Wait, why are my animations
Probably early
on?
PP up.
Why are my animations on?
Because
Yeah,
you
exactly.
fought
Wango.
Champ,
I just didn't
swaps
have any
the
drills
settings.
because I didn't think that far ahead. And then going into Juggler 2, I was like, oh, I'm just going to try this strat. And then it didn't work.
Yeah, just. We'll figure it out in tournament race. What's the worst that can happen?
Alright, how do I type this?
Alright, it kind of worked out. You got damaged eventually.
What's a Tauros?
Where's Tauros, you say?
No, why is that like the sprite a cow?
Yeah, it's weird. There's
Rat-
like
Game,
3
my God.
sprites in
There's
this
like
game,
the
though.
ladybug, there's a bird, there's Kirby, there's a beast, and there's cow, I guess.
Yeah,
Are these the only 5?
I don't know. Is Lapras the Kirby? Lapras is the
Lapras
Kirby.
is Kirby, I think, yeah.
And Charmeleon, because those are the ones you get in yellow. so
I think
I'm skipping
Charmeleon is like
a
the
bit.
beast, right? Like the one on the statues on Victory Road.
What's Starmie and Staryu? Are they Kirby as well?
I
That's
don't
weird.
know. Oh, LionHeart, what's her PB, by the way? Did you PB in this race?
No. I got a high 153 last night on stream.
Oh,
Oh, I
very
see.
nice.
That was like, what floor am I going to? Nothing
this
went wrong
podcast.
on that, and that had like an insane early game to like Nugget exit was really good.
Okay, very nice. Are you gonna keep doing PB attempts, by the way, during the tournament? Or are you just gonna focus on races for the next while?
I don't know. I didn't want to do like glitchless attempts just to mess with my menus.
Yeah. Oh, I actually have a strat for that if you want to hear it. So like, I do PB attempts all the time, right? And the way I do it, I just buy an antidote instead of revive, and I have the exact same menus. It's really interesting. Kink, I know you disagree with that, but I think it's good.
IT attempts or no IT attempts?
No, IT attempts, of course.
That's ill, man.
Dude, what do you mean? I have the same menus.
Bro, I saw you walk to the bike shop 2 tiles.
No,
I
that was
saw you.
intentional. That was intentional. I meant to
Okay,
do
okay.
that.
I was wondering if you might. Be
Yeah, no, I was
actually
trolling. I was trolling there. Yeah, 100%. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was also trolling when I was. What else was I trolling? I don't remember.
But you were trolling, but we're not that ahead. Okay, it was pretty sus
Brother,
trolling,
it's 2
man.
tiles. Well, 4 tiles, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Where else?
Oh, I did
Oh yeah,
back
you
Sabrina.
named your paras easy. Like
Yeah.
what? What do you mean, man?
No, I was hoping the moon rocket fight would be easy. That was the reason.
Dude, it was, you got the perfect moon. Huh?
Yeah.
You got a 9-turn moon, no encounter. That's crazy.
Crazy. I actually got, yeah, I got perfect nerd, I think, right? It can't go much better.
Yeah, perfect nerd. Huh? The
Yeah.
only thing that
Wow,
didn't go perfect was that you had to leer the Zubat. Huh?
Yeah, very nice. Alright, any final thoughts, Lionheart, Kink, before we wrap up?
Fun race.
Yeah, very nice race. Yeah, good game, Lionheart. I'll see you. Thanks, everyone. Have a nice one.